In 2012, as the first shots of the Syrian civil war were fired, a seemingly ordinary event turned into one of the most shocking historical discoveries. The Free Syrian Army found a cache of 5,000 pristine rifles, believing they had stumbled upon a government stockpile of AKs. Little did they know, they had found a treasure that weapons collectors worldwide could only dream of. These were the StG 44s, a relic of the German army from World War II, an assault rifle born out of desperation, too late to change the outcome of the war. But believe me, it did something far greater. It forever changed the face of modern warfare. So, how did a rifle born almost 70 years ago become a legend? What made it so special that it is now considered the father of every modern assault rifle, including the AK-47? Join us as we travel back in time to uncover the full story of the StG 44, the assault rifle that changed the face of modern warfare. To understand the importance of the StG 44, we must first go back to the combat environment of early World War II. At the time, infantry was equipped with two primary types of firearms, each with a fatal flaw. First, there were the long-barreled rifles, guns like the German Mauser Kar 98K, the American M1903 Springfield, or the British Lee Enfield, had an effective range of several hundred meters and packed a powerful punch. But they were clumsy, heavy, and had a painfully slow rate of fire. In close quarters combat, they were almost useless. Second, there were the submachine guns, lightweight, easy to carry, and with a terrifying rate of fire, but they used pistol ammunition. This limited their effectiveness to ranges under 100 meters. In this context, combat experience on the Eastern Front exposed a critical gap. The German army faced the Soviet Red Army, who were equipped with semi-automatic rifles like the Tokarev SVT-38, giving them a distinct advantage. German commanders realized they needed a weapon that could be effective in the intermediate range, from 100 to 400 meters, where both rifles and submachine guns fell short. This was a seemingly impossible problem, but a German engineer found the solution. His name was Hugo Schmeisser, a weapons genius hailed as the European version of John Moses Browning. Schmeisser proposed a bold idea. Instead of using a standard rifle cartridge, he would design an entirely new one, an intermediate-sized cartridge, more powerful than a pistol round, but shorter and lighter than a rifle round. This was the 7.92U 33mm Kurz cartridge, also known as the Kurz round. It was the first seed of a rifle revolution the world had never seen. With the concept of a new cartridge in mind, Hugo Schmeisser began designing a weapon for it. The project was kept a complete secret, as it went directly against Adolf Hitler's philosophy. The Nazi leader believed that victory could only be achieved with powerful, long-range rifles, and he had ordered a halt to all projects developing weaker cartridge weapons. But the German generals, who had direct combat experience on the Eastern Front, understood the army's needs. They dared to go behind Hitler's back. The rifle was initially designated the MKB-42, short for Maschinenkarabiner, or machine carbine. When Hitler ordered production to stop, they cleverly renamed it the MP-43, Maschinenpistole 43, claiming it was just an upgraded submachine gun, not a new weapon altogether. The deception lasted only until Hitler received reports from the front. German soldiers were requesting more of the new submachine gun, praising its power. Impressed by tales of its almost destructive firepower, Hitler finally demanded a personal test. To everyone's surprise, the Führer was completely won over. It was Hitler himself who gave it a new, propaganda-driven name, Sturmgewehr, which means storm rifle or assault rifle. With that, a new term was born, and it would forever change the military lexicon around the world. With its new name and official approval from Hitler, the StG-44 went into mass production. The rifle weighed 5.2 kilos when fully loaded and had a fire rate of 600 rounds per minute, with a muzzle velocity of 680 mph. But its true power lay not in the numbers, but in the psychological and tactical impact it created. When German soldiers equipped with their 30-round StG-44 magazines faced off against American soldiers carrying the 8-round M1 Garand rifle, the balance of the battlefield shifted. At the Battle of the Bulge, the Americans were completely overwhelmed. They were helpless against the continuous, suppressive fire of the StG-44. As historian Christer Bergström wrote, a small group of German soldiers had overwhelming firepower against a much larger American infantry unit. And that's not all. The Germans also created astonishing accessories to enhance the weapon's power. They equipped it with the Vampire infrared night scope, allowing snipers to detect and eliminate targets in the dark. And perhaps most bizarre was the Krumlauf, a special bent barrel that allowed soldiers to safely remain in cover and shoot around corners. The StG-44 did something no other weapon had before. It turned a single soldier into a versatile fighting machine, capable of both effective offense and defense. However, despite being born too late and with only 425,977 produced, it still managed to leave a haunting ghost on the battlefield. While it couldn't change the outcome of the war, the StG-44's influence went far beyond what its designers could have ever imagined. When Allied engineers and commanders, especially the Soviets, got their hands on this rifle, they were astounded by the perfect combination of design and concept. They quickly realized that the StG-44's design philosophy was the future of infantry warfare. The stamped metal receiver, the simple gas operating system, and most importantly, the use of an intermediate cartridge. It all created a blueprint for a new generation of rifles. And here's the fascinating part. Many believe that the StG-44 was the direct inspiration for the most legendary assault rifle of all time, the AK-47. Although there is much debate about direct copying, the similarities in design, and especially the use of a long-stroke gas piston system, show an undeniable influence. The AK-47 refined and perfected the StG-44's philosophy, turning it into a global icon. It's not just the AK-47, but many other famous assault rifles that came later, like the G3 and even the M16, that carry the StG-44's legacy. It is a true progenitor of a new class of weapon, a brilliant idea that reshaped the battlefield to this very day. When the war ended, the Zero was no longer a fighter. It had become a symbol, a legacy of both immense pride and profound tragedy. Despite its flaws and its grim end, the Zero left an undeniable mark on history. According to military sources, the Zero was responsible for shooting down at least 1550 U.S. aircraft, a staggering number that speaks to its raw power. Yet, it was more than just a war machine. The Zero stands as a testament to the excellence of Japanese engineering, to Horikoshi's genius, and to the extraordinary resilience of its pilots. Today, the surviving Zeros are displayed in museums around the world, serving as a tangible reminder of a brutal conflict. While most airworthy Zeros have had their engines replaced with American counterparts, there is one notable exception. A single Zero still retains its original Sakai engine, standing silently in a museum as a solemn witness to history. It is a complex and controversial symbol. On one hand, the Zero represents a monumental breakthrough in aviation technology. On the other, it serves as a stark warning about the dangers of zealous nationalism. The story of the Mitsubishi A6M Zero is not just about an aircraft, but about sacrifice, courage, and the lessons that humanity must never forget. StG 44, a rifle born out of desperation, unable to change the outcome of a war, yet it forever changed the face of modern warfare. Its story is a powerful testament to the strength of a breakthrough idea and how it can transcend failure to shape the future. It is a symbol of technical innovation, of persistence, and of a crucial historical lesson. The StG 44 lives on in the memories of the soldiers who fought, in the minds of the weapons designers who came after, and in the history books of the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you believe the story of the StG 44 and its role in history must be remembered, please like, share, and subscribe to help keep history alive. We are Oblivion Archive, telling the stories no one else dares to tell, so history is never forgotten.